Hello and good evening and welcome to the MMA show, a show by the fans for the fans. I'm really excited about tonight's show, episode 6. It's because we've got our first guest on the show. Not just any old guest, but a professional MMA fighter fighting under the BAMMA promotion currently. SRBRadio.com. Now, we did say on the onset of the show that at the very start that we will try to make this show a bit more British/European centric, and this fighter is a British fighter. He's from England, and he's a professional fighter. He's got an excellent amateur record as well, and we're looking forward to speaking with our guest. Now, before I introduce our guest formally, I'm going to go through some housekeeping stuff. You can contact the show as always. The email of the MMA Show 7 at gmail.com. So that's the MMA show, number 7 at the end, at gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is G, the initial G, the MMA show 7. So that's the letter G, the MMA show 7. And you can like us on Facebook and follow us on Facebook as well. We're always posting good videos and news and tips and other good martial arts related stuff. MMA stuff. That the username for our Facebook page is Let's Talk MMA. So that's Let's Talk MMA, and please, if you do visit it, like the page. We will be reviewing on tonight's show some of the fights on UFC 199 and having a quick preview of the UFC 200, which is the next massive event in, I think it's July the 9th. Right, so with any further to do, I'm going to introduce our guest for tonight. It is Christopher Knight Meyer. Chris, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. I really appreciate you coming on the show. Now, your nickname, Knight, how did that come about?
Basically, it's a funny one. The announcer of a show thought my surname was Mayer.
Oh.
A bit of a funny accent. So, like, he pronounced it wrong, and then he was Nightmare, but my name's actually Mayer.
Yeah.
It's just kind of stuck.
Oh, right, okay. So, Knight as in Nightmare, yeah. Was that on one of the Fight UK cards? Because I was watching it on YouTube, and he said, Christopher the Nightmare, and he was...
Yeah, Fletcher, he used to do the announcing on Fight UK. It was on that one, and then it's just kind of stuck since then. Just
stuck with you, yeah. So, your name is Meyer, or Meyer, isn't it?
Yeah, Mayer, yeah.
Well, you've got a famous, I know it's spelt differently, but a famous surname with a certain Brazilian world champion jiu-jitsu MMA fighter, Damian Maia.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a bad name.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty good surname. So, the Knight, maybe you could change it to Magic Maia or something like that. But no, if people know you...
I'll change it one day when I come up with something good enough.
Yes. Something that has a certain ring and something that means something to you, I suppose.
Yeah, that's it.
So you I've sort of known of you. We frequent the same gym down at Stevie B's, and I think I went to a couple of when you did the local shows, Sprawl and Brawl, down in, I think Tower Ballroom was one in Edgbaston.
Yeah, Tower Ballroom, the Ivy Leaf and Irish Centre, I think, were the venues for them shows. Good.
Yeah, I remember I went to Tower Ballroom. Did you go to the one where they did a promotion at the Aston Villa Leisure Centre? I think you was too young then. That was about 2006. You would have been only about 14, 15 then, so I don't think you was...
No, I know they done the UK Storm, didn't they? Which was one of the first MMA events. So I was probably,
You was only a kid. Well, you still are a kid compared to me. So, but yeah, that was a really good card. And you know who was headlining the card that night? It was Mark Goddard, MMA referee.
Yeah, he changed it to be quite a lot as well.
Yeah, I remember a few years back he used to come down. I used to just say hello to him. But he was headlining that card, and he beat a cage rage fighter named Kulvinder. I can't remember his surname. But Mark finished him in about 20 seconds. He came in. It was a ring. It wasn't a cage. It was at the Aston Villa Leisure Centre. He came in, jumped the top rope, was pointing at Kulvinder, blah blah blah. and as soon as the referee said start, Mark speared him ran straight across the ring, speared him, and about 5 seconds of ground and pound, and the referee had to throw Mark off the other guy. So it was a pretty explosive finish.
Yeah.
But your record, if correct me if I'm wrong, your amateur record in MMA was 7-0.
Yeah, I drew one.
Right.
7-1 draw.
Yeah.
7-1 draw.
Yeah. So there was no losses in your amateur record.
No.
And your professional record is very good as well. It's 7 and only 1 loss, 7 wins and 1 loss. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And you was champion at Fight UK in that promotion.
Yeah, I was champion there, and I know it was the smaller show, but the Sprawl and Ball show I was champion on that as well.
Ah, right, excellent. So, do you know if you making a run for BAMMA? Is a potential championship fight there, or?
Potentially, because I was met by Rani today for their flyweight title twice.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, I recognise that name. Yeah.
But I've gone up a weight now to I'm at 135, so I'll probably have to kind of earn my keep a little bit of that weight, and then hopefully get a big fight on one of the big promotions for a belt then.
So you're now a bantamweight.
Yeah, I'm moving up to 135.
Oh, okay. Was that because you're getting a bit older, or was it weight cut was getting difficult? What was the reason for that?
I've put on as I grew up, I've put on a bit more muscle mass.
Yeah.
And I can make flyweight because I think weight cutting is a lot to do with mental toughness. I can make the weight, but I don't think I perform any. My training suffers with it, so it's. I walk around at 155, 160. So bantamweight's probably a much better choice and a healthier choice as well. I'm in it for long term. I want to be healthy as well.
Absolutely. Once you retired and you want to do other stuff, you want to be in good nick, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. The weight cutting's fascinating, isn't it? When you hear some of the stories, some of the fighters lose 10 pounds, 25 pounds overnight. It's just if you don't treat it with respect, it'll come back and bite you, won't it?
Yeah, it's not. Also the UFC is. I know it won't really matter in Europe yet, but the UFC have introduced a new weight cutting rule where you've got to be within 8% of your weight class, which would mean I'd have to go up anyway. So because I'm not within 8% of flyweight the week of the fight, so it's kind of all fell right at the same time to move up. So I'm happy.
Yeah. So 135 for British people. That's just under. That's 9.5 stone. 9 pound, 9 stone, 6 pounds, 7 pounds, something like that.
Yeah, around that. Yeah.
Yeah. So because when you watch UFC and other stuff, they're always doing it in pounds, but in Britain, in UK, it's all about stone, isn't it? How many stones you are, and in Europe, it's about kilos, isn't it? So you're about 68 kilos or something.
Yeah, 61.8 in kilo.
Yeah, cool.
And in stone, I think it's about 9. It's between 9. It can be 9.9, but I think 9.8 or 9.7's bang on 135.
Yeah, because they give you about a pound leeway, don't they?
As long as it's a non-title fight.
Yeah. If it's a title fight, you have to be bang on, or otherwise you don't fight for the title. Or
yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay, cool, fantastic. Now, really wanted to sort of find out, quite a lot about yourself. So, really want to start off. How did you get involved in MMA right from the start?
I just finished playing football at school, turned 16, so the league kind of stopped then, and I wanted to start boxing, and it happened to be the gym I went to was Stevie B, but it wasn't like an outright amateur boxing gym. It had Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA there as well as boxing. Mm-hmm. So I kind of pot luck. I was like, oh, this looks cool, I'll do this, and kind of straight away started in MMA at quite a young age, sort of doing all facets of the sport.
Oh, okay. So you didn't start jiu-jitsu then MMA, you went straight into MMA?
Pretty much, yeah. Like, I do the individual disciplines.
Of course. As a specialist skill, yeah.
Of MMA.
Oh, so you're like the new breed of fighter that hasn't got a black belt in blah blah blah. you've sort of morphed into a MMA fighter right from this. I think Rory McDonald did that. He 10 years ago went into a gym in Canada and it was pretty much an MMA gym. So
yeah, a lot. I do now, and it doesn't mean like I still want to be a black belt in jiu-jitsu, want to be a good wrestler, still want to be a boxer, but it's always trying to bring it back to what's the goal, and the goal with MMA. So you're always trying to keep that in mind a little bit.
So in jiu-jitsu, are you going through a belt system or are you doing no gi?
No, I'm a purple belt in the gi, but I've not really put the gi on too much the past 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing a lot more no gi. But yeah, purple belt in the gi.
Yeah, because there is a school of thought that with a gi, you know how much benefit you are going to get in a sort of MMA match, but a lot of people still, say you have to have something with the gi. But there is a school of thought that says, well, you could do it without the gi in certain moves in MMA. But
yeah, I think it's good, especially at the start, to train the gi. I feel like definitely it's an aid, if anything. If you can't move your body a certain way, you can use grips to help you move your body, things like that. But I think most of the guys now in higher level MMA or who I've trained who are near the top, not many of them train the gi anymore.
Yeah. And with the gi, I mean, I haven't done loads of Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I did quite a lot of Japanese jiu-jitsu, but the collar, you can use that as a choke with a gi, a bar choke and a reverse sort of bar choke as well. And when you're throwing someone, you can use the lapel to throw someone. But that's with a gi on, and that's what Royce Gracie had all his success with a gi on. But that was in the early days.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of someone used the analogy. It'd be like comparing judo with Greco-Roman wrestling. They don't really cross-train, the two separate sports. And I do think no-gi and gi are almost separate. They complement each other, but they are separate.
Yeah, it's definitely a separate discipline. Now, when did you... So you started pretty much straight into MMA. When did you realise that you was good at MMA? Was it straight away, or was there a certain point, that light bulb moment, or...?
No, not straight. I wasn't really naturally...
athletic, or...?
I played football and I ran cross country as a kid, and then I was okay. I was fairly standard as far as it was only when I started fighting I realised actually I'm beating most of the people I come up against.
Yeah.
I'm a good, but I was always one of the smaller fighters in the gym, so you really got your skill set, because especially in the early days, you were sparring guys who were 14 stone, 15 stone. I don't do that anymore. I spar guys my weight now that are good, but you spar big guys, and it was really hard to gauge your improvement and your level, because whereas now, when you were going and competing, and someone your own weight roughly, it was like a chance to really show your skills, which then I started to realise there's something in this, and kind of gain momentum as I had more fun.
Yeah, so you were sort of in the gym, you was fighting bigger people and grappling, and then when you get to someone your own weight, you're thinking, oh, okay, you feel more stronger and more sort of dominant in your own weight.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, now I only train.
Of course,
within people might be the weight class up, but I'm training with good high level guys, skillful guys. So that makes the difference, really.
Well, that's definitely going to improve your skills as well. As you fight better people, you're going to start developing certain nuances that you don't realise until you fight someone or spar with someone better.
Yeah, that's it.
When you started, was that under Chris Rice at Stevie B's?
Almost, yeah. It was under a guy called Luke Hole at first.
Right.
He was about under Browder. For about 6 months, and then Chris Rice took over, and Chris ran the gym for probably about 2.5 years.
Yeah, 2 or 3 years, wasn't he?
guy called Kevin Webb took over, who was one of Braulio's.
Black belts, yeah.
He was really good, and we had an MMA team, but the MMA kind of fizzled out over time. There was a really big boom of MMA about 5 years ago, and it kind of dipped a little bit now. Now it's a good jiu-jitsu club at Stevie B's, but they don't really have an MMA set up anymore.
Yeah. So where are you training now? Then your full-time training?
I've been a bit all over for my last fight, but now what I'm trying to set up is going to London. There were 3 days of the week at Team Titan, which is Brad Pickett's gym.
Oh, yeah.
In Birmingham. There's a guy, Chu, which is the one of those black belts.
Oh, Chu, Braulio's, I think he was Braulio's first black belt. When I was training there, he was one of my instructors. Yeah. He's a really nice guy, Chu, isn't he?
Yeah, really good, and a good coach. Got a good heart. He's a good technical coach. So I do a bit there at his grappling club, and then I'll also back at another friend's gym, which is MGM. In Solid, so I'll go there, and then I'll get together with the MMA guys around Birmingham, but there's not a ton, so that's why I'm looking at going down to London a couple of days of the week for more for MMA wrestling.
Yeah. Have you trained at Braulio's MMA gym down at Five Ways when they moved from Stevie B's?
I trained there for a bit, but they weren't really doing MMA, and again, I think they were doing a few classes, but that fizzled out.
Okay.
Pure jiu-jitsu gym there. Same as kind of like Peppers and Chews.
Right, okay. And you've just started going down to, is it Titan Gym in London, Brad Pickett's?
Yeah, I've just started going down there, yeah.
And I presume he's got a really good calibre of training partners for you and coaches?
Yeah, there's probably on a Monday morning you've got 20-25 professionals on the mat, which is really, really unheard of in England, really, which is it's great. A lot of guys are at my weight who are of a good level, so it'll only bring me on, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. And you went to, you was in Vietnam until last Thursday for about 10 days.
Yeah, that was with them, with the guys from London.
Through Brad Pickett's gym, yeah.
Yeah, he was doing a pre-camp for his UFC
in Hamburg
over there. So, and he'll go American Top Team then, but later on. But it was kind of like a pre-camp, so it was good. It was a mix of training. Got to see a couple of sites and stuff as well. It was a real good time over there. So
it was a good overall experience.
Yeah, it was the right blend. A couple of training sessions a day, and then also downtime as well, which is good.
Because you posted a few things on some of your training sessions on Facebook, which were really good. Some of your strength and conditioning stuff seemed really good.
Yeah, we train hard. We do a skill practice once, and then a strength conditioning session once a day, and then in between them, chill by the ball, see the town, go sightseeing a little. It was good. Make a good ring.
Yeah, and in some of the photos and the strength and conditioning, you did actually look quite beefed up. So are you about 155 now, 160? You're walking around weight now, or you trimmed down?
I'm being 155. I'm quite light actually at the minute. I'm about 154, but I'm trying to walk around about 160 for now for bantamweight. So
that's what 25 pounds you would have to lose before a fight.
Yeah, which is it's quite comfortable, because I'll be looking at about £10 water weight, which isn't too bad at all.
Yeah.
So it should be a lot better. My training's a lot better. I'm not having to diet, starve myself.
Extreme dieting, yeah.
And I'm trying to train on 1,200 calories. I've got a bit more
energy.
I've got a lot more energy when I'm training, yeah, which is, that's how you get better in training. You don't just want to be trying to beat the scales, you want to improve, so it should be a positive, really.
Yeah, and your diet when you're in training camp, is that sort of low carb, or is it quite general, or is it just calorie controlled, or?
tend to be quite calorie controlled. I think a lot of people swing into fact of going, low carb, high fat, and then low fat, high carb, and high protein. I just tend to look at what the kind of evidence says on what you should be taking, and just be in a slight calorie deficit to lose the fat. Another thing I find is if you cut your carbs early in fight camp, one, you're going to struggle with energy for training, but that's also a trick that you use on the week that you cut weight, is your carb deplete.
Yeah.
If you've already depleted your carbs before that, there's less water weight to lose because you've already depleted your carbs. Whereas if you've got an immune system and then you cut them on fight week, there's about 1-2 kilo, 3 kilo maybe on a muscular guy. You can lose a water weight because carbs hold on to water. So it's quite in your interest to keep them in your system as long as you can, really, and the best fuel for anaerobic activity.
Yeah, like a short burst of energy. Yeah,
it's pretty much MMA is just repeating short bursts of energy.
Yeah.
So training's very, very hard without them. I know that the push for like a keto diet at the minute that people push.
Yeah, ketogenic.
I'm not. If you look at most of the evidence, you should keep some carbs in.
Yeah, because you need that carb, which gives you that glucose for your muscles. So you've got access to energy, like you say, in that short burst straight away.
So that for the energy system will use it need.
Whereas fat is obviously more of a long-term energy that our ancestors needed if there was a famine. When we were hunter-gatherers. So it's fascinating nutrition as well. You're right. There's 4 main nutrition groups that you need: sort of fat, protein, carbohydrate, and minerals. And if you're missing one of them, you're going to feel a bit dodgy, aren't you?
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to look at it. I think is everyone's selling a product, and everyone's like onto a fad or has a system.
Yeah.
Just a general, as mad as it seems, it's just a general well-balanced diet will do.
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of marketing behind products people don't realise, and
exactly. It's the same if you're trying to stay with the bodybuilding community, it's the same kind of thing. There's always someone selling something, system or a product or a
super supplement.
Exactly. Yeah.
The magic bullet. Yeah. But so in terms of the you're obviously a professional now. This is your living. What's the most enjoyable aspect of MMA? Is it that you're doing it, you're living your dream, you're doing it as a professional, you're training and you're seeing other parts of the world, etc.?
Yeah, I think that's it. It can be like great. At the moment now, I'm just trying to improve, try and enjoy the experience, and try and use it to travel the world a little bit. Your career is very short, so you got to try and make the most of it. I work part time as well. The money in MMA is not great.
Yeah, especially in UK as well. Yeah.
I mean, I'm lucky. I live at home and I get to train pretty much full time, and I do a little bit of part time work. But yeah, I think the big people go about sacrifices and stuff for fighting, but it's enjoyable. There are sacrifices. But, I'm doing what I love to do, which not many people get the chance to do that. So I'm lucky, really.
Yeah, you're living the dream, aren't you? Really.
So, I love training. If I never had a fight again, I'd still train in something every day because I like the endorphin rush of training.
And being in good shape and good health and all that comes with the benefits of training.
Yeah, exactly.
And what would you say is the least enjoyable aspect of training? Days when you don't feel like training, or if you get a bit of an injury, or? Yeah,
the two biggest things for me are, one was weight cutting, but that should be a little bit easier. Still be tough, but a little bit easier. And injuries, psychologically and mentally, they can hinder you, but they do make you more mentally tough. But they can be quite tricky if you're injured, because then especially if this is all you do, then you can't do what you jab is or what you feel your jab is, then you feel a bit useless sometimes if you train. But injuries are probably the biggest thing. Yeah.
I suppose you get a bit frustrated as well.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. But if you've got good people around you, like someone who helps me quite a lot, Sexton, she's moved to Surrey already, and she's the UFC, but she's an osteopath. And just generally, when I've had injuries and niggles, to talk it through, and know that you're going to, having just a bit of reassurance makes the world a difference. Because sometimes your mind spiral out of control when you're thinking, well, you over exaggerate or you panic, and a lot of the time you just need a bit of reassurance and the right rehab.
Yeah, I mean, that's an excellent point, because when we're all in whatever situation it is, slightly negative, it's our human nature to think of the worst case scenario.
Exactly, and it can spoil.
Yeah, you think if this happens and that happens and this happens, you just go on and on and on. It's
exactly.
So that's when you need a calm mind. And do you do any meditation, any yoga, any spiritual? Not spiritual, but just to calm. Like you say, the mind is probably the biggest aspect of MMA.
I have done. I don't at the moment. I have done yoga, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. I do believe in like sports performance, and there's certain things like doing little rituals before a fight.
Yeah.
To get me in the optimal state for a fight. And I think putting all the preparation is the big thing you can do for your mental well-being, in terms of if you prepare and to be like people say, like be process and outcome driven. So if you do the right process, the right moves and the right diet and the right makeup, the right training, and you believe in the process, then the outcome doesn't matter. You'll win. And you will win more training that way. Yeah. You might lose, but if the process is right, then the outcome will be good.
So you're building your inner confidence by doing the right things in the right way.
If you believe in if you believe in the process and in your training, then the outcome generally will be good.
In a way, it's not irrelevant, but I know what you mean. In almost, you start to forget about the outcome and you just concentrate on the process, because you've got so much confidence in the process that you do everything possible to make that right before fight night.
Yeah, because I think sometimes you can get an opponent and you can be that focused on your opponent and you're dressed and you're this and that. If you just focus on the process of, I've got wrestling this morning, I need to get better at wrestling. Yeah. And and then I need to make sure I'm rehydrating and I'm getting my nutrition in at lunch, and make it little goals each day, live in the moment. Not the owner of the gym, Steve, live in the moment. And I think it's better to do that and be process driven than to always be worrying about outcomes. And you worry about the outcome of the fight, and then you're like, well, what? There's massive career implications on every fight you have.
Of course, yeah.
You can't be too worried about it. You've got to be really trying to live in the present all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're obviously at a high level. How are you improving? What sort of? I think you intimated there that you set little goals. How are you looking to improve your next fight, next level, whatever you've got set?
A lot of it is knowing, one, having training partners that can push you and getting in the live situations, but a lot of it isn't about like learning new moves anymore, or a new punch or a new combination.
There's only so many ways you can punch.
Yeah, exactly. There's only so many punches you can throw, so many kicks you can throw, so many jiu-jitsu moves, and sometimes then less is more. It's trying to master, use your body type, use your attributes, and find a style that works for you, and then get brilliant at it. And that's where I'm at now, is trying to really fine-tune my style, what I'm good at, and then add to it slowly, instead of when you're a beginner, you just want to learn as many moves as possible, because you don't know anything,
and that can be overwhelming, can't it, at first?
Yeah, exactly. And I find sometimes everyone wants to learn something new, but highest percentage takedown in MMA is a double leg.
Yeah.
You know, it's a ridiculous amount percent of takedowns are double legs. So you can learn all these different trips, throws, takedowns, but
the one that works, yeah.
The double leg, that's the highest. Do you know that? Just trying to get a really good at whatever your style is, excellent, and be able to bring people into your game.
Yeah, sort of dance to your tune, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So in terms of trying to find your body type, and now you're at a level, like you say, that there's only so many ways you can punch or kick or whatever. You're trying to add something unique to your style, your game, but it has to match your mental and physical attributes. And that I was thinking about this because Dominic Cruz has come back in the last 6 months. He came back in January and beat Dillashaw, then beat Uriah Faber earlier this month, and he's got a very unique style. And then you've got Conor McGregor, who's quite unique as well, and Dillashaw as well. And then there's obviously been other fighters that have been what I would call sort of free flowing. That they're not. You wouldn't teach that to a guy that comes to a gym the first day. You just scare them away. It's something they've realised and developed. Like you said, they've looked at themselves and said, "Well, I think I can do that." And you know, a lot of them saying they're calling it movement training, lateral training. Is that something that you're looking at as well?
I don't really believe in. I think movement training is a bit of a fad, to be honest. But because fighting is movement, and anything, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing, boxing, kickboxing, it's all movement. I just think it's a bit of a gimmick, the whole thing with Conor McGregor. But I do think that's something that, you know, Dominic Cruz has a really unorthodox style. He has his own style. You know, Conor McGregor has his own style. And I think too many people try and emulate them.
Yeah.
And, you know, everyone wants to throw a spinning kick now. McGregor can't throw a jab. So get his box before. His back years before he started throwing all his kicks. Dominic Cruz, he's changed his feet, his hands are down, his chin's up in the air, and it works for him. But before I did that and had my chin up in the air, I'd be getting knocked out. So, you know, it's finding what works for you. And then, you know, going into practice, you know, it's like people do the Mayweather drill, you know, a mad example, they do the Mayweather drills because he does them, but he does a lot of other stuff as well. I think, you know, I don't think you can copy another fighter's style. I think the big secret is finding your own and making it yours.
Yeah, I mean, that's a brilliant point. You know, like you said, if you try to put your hands down, chin in the air, or if I did it, or whatever, 99% of the population or fighting people would get knocked out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and it works great with Cruz.
Well,
Back up fence and you know, it's great. You know, you've got to take with a pinch of salt that Prince Naseem in back. You'd never teach a kid to box how he boxed a lot from the start. Do you know what I mean? But
exactly.
It worked for him. So you can't tell him not to do it, but it worked for him brilliantly. But you wouldn't teach a novice to do that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. If someone came in day one, you know, and you try teaching them that, you just confuse them so much. You just destroy any self-confidence you're trying to build. But you get 1 out of 1,000, 1 out of 100,000, or 1 out of 1,000,000 who can do it.
Yeah.
And that's what these guys are. They're 1 in 1,000,000, aren't they? Really.
Yeah, especially the ones you named, like Cruz, TJ, and McGregor, have very, very unique styles to them. I mean, I look at like Dwayne Ludwig with that alpha male.
Yeah.
With loads of their guys, and TJ's the only one that actually fights like that. The rest don't.
Are pretty orthodox.
He coached a team of maybe 50 pros.
Yeah.
But only one had that style, and he worked for him.
And he just developed it. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because and like you say, you've got to find something in which is natural to you physically, but also sits well with you mentally, so you can work out what needs to be done and when. But like you say, you can't just say, "Oh, that style looks good," and I'm going to try first time you try, you probably get KO'd. But you've been to Team Alpha Male, haven't you? You've trained there.
Yeah, I trained there when Dwayne Ludwig was there, and I think PJ had just won the belt.
Okay, when he beat Henan Barrow.
He beat Barrow, and then he was training to fight him again, and he ended up fighting Joe Soto.
That's right, because Barrow collapsed, didn't he, the night before, weight cut or something.
That was it. Yeah, that was kind of the time I was there. It was good. It was a good experience.
And you found, did you get some coaching by Dwayne Ludwig and the other guys there?
Yeah, he coached quite a lot of their practices, and I also had some training with the guy Lance Palmer there, who's a phenomenal wrestler, and he done quite a bit of work with us as well. And he's sparring and rolling and training with some of the best guys in the world. That was a real good time.
And was Uriah Faber there, or?
Yeah, he was there, and he was really good. He really welcomed visitors in the gym and to learn off each other. So it was real good.
So it was a really good training experience.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I've made some friends who are dormed with and who met over there, and the good friends even now. So he really is he's one of the benefits of the sport.
And you trained with Cody Garbrandt as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I trained with him over there.
I mean, he looked sensational in his last fight when he KO'd Thomas Almeida.
Yeah, he's really good. I mean, the best thing I thought was his wrestling. He's a phenomenal wrestler.
Yeah, he's an NCAA something.
Yeah, I think he wrestled at... Where did he wrestle? I'm not too sure. He isn't from Sacramento, I know that. I know he's from somewhere else.
Some other state, yeah.
But Ohio, that, yeah. But yeah, he was really good. They've got a lot of upcoming guys there that, the next wave. There's every gym, or they've always got young up-and-coming guys that are going to be a new wave of.
Yeah. Do you think Cody's got a chance against Dominic if they ever meet at 135?
Yeah, I think that makes a really good fight. They're both pretty tall. They both got good stand-up, good wrestling. Cody's more of a boxer similar to what we'd get in like European.
Yeah.
Like an amateur boxer, whereas Cruz's got his own crazy style. It'd be a really good fight. I think it'd be closer than maybe people probably after him KO'ing Almeida. I think it could be a close fight. Yeah, I think it'll be a close fight.
Okay, but I think Cody's got a fight at UFC 202. I can't remember who's fighting, but he's got a fight at UFC 202. I think so. His next fight won't be a title shot. So I don't know who Cruz is going to fight next for the belt, but I don't think.
Sao Dillashaw at 200.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's probably the number one contender then, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, Assunção was meant to fight for the belt and he got injured, so I'd say if you're the winner of that, Cruz will get.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
So in terms of you're at BAMMA and you hopefully get a title fight at BAMMA. What's your aspirations for the future?
Technically, I'm not at BAMMA at the moment.
Okay.
I was with them, I was signed to them, but I fought in Russia, and then now my contract's up. But I'm looking to be fighting in September, October, sometime this year, and probably again before Christmas. One thing that being a bantamweight will let me do is fight a lot more regular. You'll let me have more regular fights. Aspiration-wise is to try and become one of the best in the world. That's why I do this. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, but I want to be one
you've got to have a
guys.
goal, yeah.
And just enjoy it, train. I'm be going out to ATT, American Cup team, in August potentially, and just try and improve and fight. And I think the only way you can improve past the point is through fights, through experience. So that's what I'm to do now.
Yeah, just get the right experience, the right level, and be world champion one day. That's
got to be the goal one day. If it isn't, you're in the wrong sport. not to say you'll do it, but if your aspiration isn't to be one of the best fighters on the planet, whether it's BAMMA, whether it be ONE FC, UFC, whatever, ACB, whatever it might be, you want to be the world champion on them organisations, and if not, knock it on the head. That's what I think, anyway.
Well, it's a tough sport just to be participating, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You can't have it, you know.
Yeah. So you're right. The power of intention. You know, you're a young guy. You've been brought into the sport the right way. You've obviously got a lot of mental and physical attributes for it. So hopefully, and in MMA, you know, when you say the best, you really think UFC, don't you? If you want to prove you're the best, you've got to be in the UFC to prove you're the ultimate champion, effectively.
Yeah, at this point in time, there's a couple of if you look at the weight, the good guys outside, and you never know. Like, we've got the bantamweight champion at Bellator could be Dominic Cruz. I think Eduardo Dantas is the bantamweight champion. So, the people regard the UFC as the ultimate challenge at the moment.
Yeah, because when Strikeforce was around 3 or 4 years ago, you had Melendez, who was a lightweight champion. You could have argued he could beat I don't know who was champion then. So let's say Benson Henderson. You had Luke Rockhold, who was middleweight champion, or Jacare. They could have beat maybe not Anderson, but you know what I mean, another champion. So,
that sort of thing. I mean, even
I know what you mean. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Bellator's kind of like it at some of the weights. Like Eddie Alvarez was Bellator.
Yeah.
He's come over.
Yeah.
He's got a title shot now. Mike Chandler beat Eddie Alvarez, and he could come over. If he come over, he could win the lightweight championship.
Yeah.
Will Brooks come over, who was their lightweight champion. So, you know, I do think there are other standouts in other promotions, but to prove yourself at that top level, I think you got to be there. Yeah.
But there's no rush. You know, you're a young guy, and you can build yourself up to you know the certain level by going to other promotions and still having a very high skill set and a very high opponents that have a high skill set as well, and build your brand. Build your brand while you're getting up there.
Yeah, that's it. And you know, there's a lot more that goes into fights than just like then skill sets and timing, mental attitude, what's going on in your life. Loads of things can influence the fight.
Exactly.
So all you can do is you fight the best guys that you get given to you, try and improve and get there. You know, and if you fail, you fail. If you get there and you succeed, it's win-win. If you fail, you tried.
Yeah.
If you get to the really top, but you've fulfilled what you wanted to fulfill. So that's my kind of view on it.
Yeah, no, absolutely, that makes a lot of sense. And as you find you're getting into the higher echelons of fighting, are you concentrating not less on the physical, but are you concentrating more on the slight differences in the mental preparation, or during the fight, how you think, or some people call it fight IQ and that kind of stuff? Is that coming into play more?
It hadn't been, but it is now. Especially as I'm starting to train with more professionals, and I'm picking the brains of certain people who are very knowledgeable in the sport, and a lot of it does come down to fight IQ. Everyone knows, everyone's skillful, everyone's athletic, everyone knows the moves.
Exactly. When you get to a certain level,
the right game plan, the right tactics, and then doing the right thing at the right time. That's what matters most in high level fighting. Yeah,
it's an execution of a move at the right time, in the right way, in that split second, I think.
Yeah, because you're all so high level. I mean, if you were fighting a lower level guy.
Oh yeah, you can dominate him physically. Yeah.
I'm going to box him. I'm going to kick.
Exactly.
You can do whatever you want. Whereas now, people have their own strength and their own game and their own style, and you're not going to beat them at their game. So you've got to have answers to how you can fit them into yours. I think fight IQ comes more and more as you work up the ladder.
Yeah, I mean that's an excellent point. When you get to your level and higher, like you say, physically the skill sets in jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing, within a few degrees, are generally going to be there or thereabouts. It's because when you get two people fairly well matched at high levels, people think, oh, who's got the more skills, more strengths. I think it comes down to who's got less doubt, who's got less worries, who's got less inner conflict. That's the person who wins when you get to the highest level, not who's got more, who's got less, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that. Yeah, it's not who knows the most move. It's who can implement their game plan and who's mentally solid at that point in time. There's a lot of external factors that influence a fighter, as well as training and making weight and things. There's a lot of external life factors.
Yeah,
you've got to be. They all come any high level sport. Like, they've got to be manning
at the elite level.
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. It's been fascinating. I mean, you do some personal training, did you say? People can get in contact with you and.
Yeah, I do a little bit of personal training, not too much. I try and limit myself because of my own training, but I do about 10 hours a week locally in Birmingham.
Yeah.
And I sometimes help teach at Choose, she's at Fitness for Life, King's Heath on a Friday as well. I sort of help coach there a bit, and then the rest of my time I'm training. And
people can contact you on Twitter or follow you, yeah?
Yeah, if they go on Facebook, Christopher Meyer. My Twitter handle is ChrisMeyer125, but that's going to have to change pretty soon.
Yeah.
And I'm on Instagram, I'm ChrisMeyer125.
Okay, excellent. And so, in terms of the overall aspect, you're just trying to improve on different aspects of the game, physically and mentally.
Yeah, improve and improve after fight, gain experience,
Okay, excellent. Well, it's been really. I don't know if you can hang around for a few minutes. I'm just going to talk about UFC 199 and then preview UFC 200. But if you have to shoot off, that's fine.
I'll probably have to shoot because I've meant to add myself.
Oh yeah. It's Euro 2016. So that's excellent. Thanks for that, Chris. Really nice talking to you, and hopefully we'll speak to you soon.
Problem. Thanks for that.
All right.
You.
Cheers, Chris. Take care.
SRBRadio.com.
So that was Christopher Meyer, professional MMA fighter. Fascinating interview. Some really good insights on how he started and what his thoughts are. He's moving up in weight. He's training at more professional gyms. Brad Pickett's Titan Gym in London. So I really wish Chris the best and hope he can take this sport to the highest level he can. Just a brief review of UFC 199. Obviously, the main event was Rockhold versus Bisping. What can you say? Bisping pulled off a major shock in a major way, knocked out Luke Rockhold with the overhand left, and he's now the middleweight champion. So good luck to Michael, and congratulations. I'm sure Luke will be back in his own way, and looking forward to their next fights. Dominic Cruz was dominant again. Faber didn't look like winning in any round, and so Dominic Cruz did what he had to do, and was pretty powerful. I think he had Faber in trouble in the second round, might have been the first round, and it looked like a finish may have been on the cards, but it wasn't to be. So congratulations to Dominic. Looking ahead to UFC 200, obviously the big news in the last week or two was Brock Lesnar is on the card to fight Mark Hunt, which is going to be a massive fight and a dangerous fight for Brock. If he doesn't take him down, it's going to be a bad night for Brock, you think. So I'm sure Brock is devising a strategy to actually take him down, but easier said than done. Main event, Jones versus Cormier 2. Another amazing, fascinating battle between these guys. the build-up's going to be crazy. The verbal sparring is going to be, really hot and heated. So I'm going to go John Jones, but I wouldn't be surprised if Cormier won. Miesha Tate is fighting. I think she'll win that fight. And then you've got Aldo and Frankie Edgar for the number one contender stroke interim championship belt. And I'm going to go for Aldo because he's beaten before, and I think he's learned his lesson from what happened with Conor. But again, Frankie could do that quite easily. So yeah, it's a massive card. We'll probably be doing a preview in the first week in July. So hopefully you can tune in for that. And just to recap, you can contact us, email us with suggestions, any topics you want to cover in the show, any further interviews. Email the show at the MMA Show number 7, the MMA Show 7 at gmail.com. Twitter handle is at G, the letter G, the MMA Show 7. That's at G, the MMA Show 7. And also the Facebook page is at Let's Talk MMA. So you can follow us on Facebook and like our page. So thank you all for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show. As I said, it's been different. We've had a guest on, which has been the main focus of the show, and we'll hopefully have more guests on in the near future. So good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be, and have a great week. Thank you.